So I'm back. I think it was Christmas time when I last posted, and before that it was about 10 months since I've posted. If you watch the video from about Christmas time, I explained the reason I hadn't posted, and it's because I was worried that I was becoming a YouTuber who did photography, but I'm not. I'm a photographer who does a bit of YouTube, and I said I'd only post stuff when I felt moved to post something. So how can you not be moved by this? Although weather conditions are not great, just kind of cloudy. You might be able to see the sun's a bit watery, so no great light. And I've been up looking across the bay, taking a couple of shots, but not great. So I'm going to head down. There's some rocks, and I think I'll use the dull conditions to get some of the water swirling around the rocks rather than trying to get a big landscape. Probably that's lesson one for today. If something's not working, go and do something else. So going to work my way down onto the beach, and then try and do some work with those rocks and those waves, and we'll see how that goes. So I've come down onto the beach. I was up there previously, and I might be a little bit late on the tide because I like this rock here. It's kind of isolated from the other rocks, and what I was hoping is that some of the waves would be kind of circling the rock, but I think I might be a few minutes late unless I get a kind of a big wave coming in. But I've composed with the rock down in so on my kind of rule of thirds, the rock is down in the bottom right hand corner, and I've got a ND filter in to take some of the kind of brightness out of the sky, because even though it is cloudy, kind of the sun is putting a bit of brightness in the sky. Oh, there we go, I'm missing that, aren't I, while I'm talking to you? So that was a big cloud, big wave came around the rocks, and I missed it. But I've also put my polarizer in, and often people talk about polarizer adding blue into the sky and stuff like that. Not doing that at all. The reason I put the polarizer on is just to get a bit of a slower shutter speed, because obviously it darkens the scene a little bit, so I can get slower shutter speed to get some of the movement in that waves. But what I'm hoping now is one of those waves, I'm going to keep looking over my shoulder, one of those waves comes and just circles this rock. Keep my fingers crossed. There's a big rock out there. I don't know if you can see that just now, but kind of the wave's about to hit it now. What I'm going to do a little bit later, oh, here's a big wave. See if that makes it all the way around. Not bad. Get it while it retreats. Oh, it's actually made it to my feet. Get that while it's retreating. Oh, it made me undercut my tripod a little bit then, so the composition moved. But yes, so that rock out there, I think I might put my 70-200 on, stand on the beach and shoot that rock with some waves breaking over it, but that's for not quite yet. I don't think it was too late because I got my feet wet. I moved a little bit just to get, so there's this small rock here, the rock I was photographing before, and then someone's put a kind of a circle of rocks, and I quite liked the kind of the balance of the two rocks. But a couple of big waves came in, and yeah, I've only got my trainers on, so I got wet feet. But that did mean some of the waves came up around here, so hopefully I'll post them now sometime, and you get to see them. But I might convert them to black and white. I don't know. You'll see looking at the photographs. There's a turquoise in the sea, and a kind of a bluey grey in the sky. If I could bring that turquoise out a bit more, that might be quite nice. But I'll have to play around with Lightroom and Photoshop a little bit. But what I have been doing is waiting for the water to come in and then for it to be retreating, just so I get the movement of as the wave goes back down the beach, you get the movement moving away from me. Because often when photographing waves and things crashing on rocks, you get the movement coming towards you. But sometimes it's quite nice just to wait until the waves have come up, like they're coming up now. And then about now, as they start to slide back, take the photograph, and you get the movement going away from you, and it creates a nice kind of line towards the water. Well, that's the theory anyway. I have to wait and see how they turned out. But I'm going to take a couple more here, and then I'm going to go and see if I can get anything from that big rock over there. So I've switched to my, oh, here comes a wave. No, not a big one. So I've switched to my 70-200, put my polarizer in just to give me that bit of extra kind of darkness. I've got my big stopper and little stopper, but I think that would be too much. Oh, that would have been a good one. I'm getting distracted talking to you. So I've isolated the rock because there's not much else going on in the background. I've zoomed in so you might be able to see here. It's literally just the rock, and I'm going to. Oh, might work. I'm just trying to get the timing right of getting a wave to break up over the rock, and I think it might be a nice kind of composition as a portrait. So I've gone portrait. Oh, wet feet, wet feet again. So I think it might be quite a nice composition. That's a big wave. No, it didn't. So yeah, sometimes it breaks, sometimes it doesn't. There's a big one coming in now. Is that going to break? Oh, not bad, not bad. Quite like to get a bit more of kind of elevation over the top of the rock, but it doesn't happen all the time. So I'm just kind of banging off shots, to be honest, while it. Nah, because you anticipate it going to be a big one, then it isn't. But so a lot going on in the foreground as well. So kind of when these waves are kind of breaking, kind of here in the foreground, there's a lot going on there. So I think might be quite a nice composition. It's kind of just a bit showing the kind of the power and nature of that type of thing. So you know, I'm going to keep going at it for a little while. Some big waves coming in. Wouldn't want to be out there in a rubber dinghy, but I've got the beach to myself now, so just keep going and see how it goes. Bit hit and miss. Well, I think I'm done. I've photographed that rock quite a bit. It was all a bit hit and miss, like I said, so see how that goes. And then I did a bit of just messing around, trying to capture some of the waves breaking, and again, that's all a bit hit and miss because you're trying to kind of take an image just as the crest of the wave is coming over. So not sure I caught many of those, but it's all a bit of fun. So hopefully you enjoyed me being back. I'm down in this part of Wales for about a week now, and then I can maybe make a couple of videos and maybe share some exciting plans about a trip to the States in the summer. But that's all for now, and I'll see you next time. Cheers, bye bye.